My phone just died mid-record. But hold on, look at this beautiful sky. Wow. Wow, look at that beautiful sky. So crazy how these giant trails are out of the plane. That's crazy. Just absolutely beautiful, totally. Okay, anyways, back to where I was. So I got approached today by two younger kids, teenagers, and I think it's important that there's information online. I think Godis is like a great person to learn a lot from nutrition wise, but it can be a very overbearing, or I should say overwhelming. Because his advice, oh my gosh, you just jump right into it, you know? It's a lot at once. So I wanted to make my own videos of things totally not medical advice, okay? Not diet advice. You have to be very careful on YouTube for some reason of what you say and what advice you give. So this is totally not medical advice at all. This is just what I do and how I would, if I could go through puberty again, these are the foods I would 100% eat. So I'd say number one, I don't really want to put this in a tier list because people are going to get upset about the order of things, but I'll just say what comes to mind first. I'd say the first thing is beef gelatin, eating more of the gelatinous cuts of meat and gelatinous cuts of meat like bone broth or like tendons, ligaments. Eating those collagen-rich foods can really boost your growth a whole lot. You can look up the PubMed studies of how just introducing like 20 or so grams of collagen can really boost your growth and collagen production by like 200% or something crazy like that. So, you know, collagen, that'll increase bone mass and the spacing of the discs in between your back. You know, that'll really help you grow a lot. That's one of the things. And beef gelatin powder is probably the easiest and most cost-effective way of getting that. However, bone broth is really great, but I mean, that's expensive. Collagen's hard to get, especially in America on the American diet. It's pretty terrible. It'll also make you age slower. You'll get less wrinkles because of the collagen. Your hair will grow faster all over your body. It's one of the most missed out things on in America. In Sweden and Asia, for example, they have way more collagen intake, and especially people say that Asians age slower, which is true. And one of the reasons why they tend to have nicer skin quality is because of the amount of collagen in their foods. For example, one of my favorite foods is Vietnamese. How do you even say it? I forgot. Tai gan. I said that wrong, but yeah, pho tai gan. It's pho, the bone broth with the pho noodles, but it has the ligaments and tendons in it, and it's so good. And there's just a ridiculous amount of collagen in there. Like, I think one bowl of that is probably more collagen than an American gets in a year. But yeah, I mean, it's just completely different. Head cheese in Sweden and Germany, and that's why Americans look a lot older than other countries, is one of the factors. So I would say collagen is huge, but nutrient-wise, there's way better foods for your vitamins. Today, I recommended those kids, they should eat a lot of eggs, especially a lot of the egg yolks, because egg yolks have every single nutrient you need for the most part. They have all your fat-soluble vitamins, all your minerals, selenium, iodine. Selenium helps bind to mercury, which we have a lot of mercury in our bodies for some reason. Don't know why. So egg yolks have, specifically the yolk, because all the nutrients are in the yolk. You want to cook that part less if you can, because some of those nutrients are heat sensitive. The egg whites, it really doesn't matter. The egg whites are pretty kind of trash protein wise. The amino acids they're composed of, it's only like 3 or so amino acids. I think the biggest one is methionine. I can't remember, but like, you want to try to balance your amino acids too. Your collagen focused amino acids versus your eggs and your lean red meats. That's a different topic. But egg yolks are extremely nutrient dense, especially if you're one of those kids who's growing really quick during puberty and you're like kind of lanky, and that's because your body can't keep up with how tall you're growing. So a lot of these tall kids get this like very lanky, narrow shoulders, like very small arms, very chicken leg physique, and they look quite malnourished, and it's because their body isn't getting enough nutrients to keep up with their height growth. So what you would want to do is consume a lot of these foods, specifically egg yolks, and a great way to get calories is milk. Oh my gosh. Oh, is milk just amazing. I get raw milk from the Amish farmers, and yeah, it's gonna kill you, bro. Just don't drink the raw milk, it's gonna kill you guys. It won't kill me. I've drank, over the past year, I got a little chunky, more chunky than I wanted to, but I was drinking almost a gallon every single day. I was drinking 3/4 of a gallon of raw milk every single day. I just kept it by my desk when I was home, and I just sip on it all day. It tastes so good. The actual cream, it's not homogenized, and it has such a better flavor. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And yeah, if you want to lose weight, you have to cut milk out though. It'll put weight on you so quick. So, I love raw milk, but if you don't want to get raw milk, pasteurized milk is still a great option. It's still got plenty of saturated fats. All of our cells in our body are made of saturated fats, not plant fats, because we're animals. So that's going to really rejuvenate your cells with the saturated fats. There's more saturated fat content in everything grass-fed. So that's another thing. Grass-fed meats are going to have more saturated fat content, which is better for you. In my opinion, totally not health claim. I'm just crazy. So milk, eggs. Another thing, I'm going to go through this a bit quicker since this video might be getting longer, and I'll maybe dissect each food item in depth and maybe link studies to certain things to back up my claims and really go over it in more detail later in other videos. But I'll go through this quicker. So liver is huge, right? Because they call it nature's multivitamin. It has a ton of vitamin A, a ton of folate, all your minerals. It's also made of pure protein, which is nice. It's got every single vitamin. It'll definitely help get you to where you're not deficient in certain vitamins. Stan Efferding's vertical diet is one of the only diets that really promote liver, and his diet is focused on meeting your micronutrient needs, which is all your vitamins and your minerals. And that's one of the main ways he does it, is by incorporating beef liver most days. And that's the way to do it. And in Africa, the tribes give liver to pregnant women. So that the babies are very healthy with all the folate, right? Because folate is different than folic acid. Modern health professionals recommend you don't give liver to pregnant women because they say it's going to be too much vitamin A, which is almost impossible. Hypervitaminatosis is mainly documented in the actual vitamin A supplements, which, I don't know. There's also two types of vitamin A. There's retinol and beta carotene, which are completely different. Like, beta carotene, which is found in carrots, is an orange dye. That's why they're in carrots, sweet potato, etc. And that's not going to improve your vision. That's a lie. But what will improve your vision is retinol, which is the form of vitamin A that's found in liver. That's kind of a different topic too, but so we've got eggs, milk, liver, and then I'd say the fourth thing would be beef. Red meat is going to be huge, especially if you want to put on muscle. You gotta have red meat if you want to put on like muscle quick. For if you're bulking up, you can have the fattier cuts of meat. If you're trying to cut down, that's a different video, but you want leaner meat. But red meat has a ton of micronutrients as well. You'll just grow so fast. Red meat is muscle meat, so you're eating muscle. You're gonna put on muscle. So I would say that's the biggest 4 things. I didn't go over milk, the benefits of milk so much, but it's great. It's got just great proteins, fats, sugar, carbs. Also, it can help you be less lactose intolerant because it has a bacteria that is a lactase producing bacteria, which the bacteria actually produces lactase, which helps digest lactose. So raw milk can actually help you become lactose tolerant. I'd say that's the biggest things. But if you need to eat more food, what helps is eating more carbs. So because carbs will spike your insulin, which will spike your hunger. I like sugar. If you want to bulk, okay, this isn't diet advice. This is bad, okay? Augenus is gonna roll in his grave. But I'm a gas station slushy type of guy, all right? I go do a workout, get a Mountain Dew gas station slushy, and you feel great. Okay? I feel absolutely amazing. I feel in a great mood from that just pure sugar. So I wouldn't recommend that though. There's healthier options like Mexican Coca-Cola in the glass bottles, or rice. It does have arsenic though, but rice will stimulate your hunger. And then the biggest part about being in puberty is you want to stay in a sweet spot. You don't want to be super lean, but you also don't want to be too fat, because the fat will convert to estrogen. That's what fat cells does. Excess adipose tissue will convert testosterone into estrogen. And as a byproduct of that, estrogen slows your growth down and closes your growth plates to an extent. So you want to be in this sweet spot of pretty fit, pretty close to a 6-pack or a 4-pack or so. That's kind of the sweet spot to keep growing. So yeah, I'd say that's the best tips, the best things I would change if I would go through puberty again. And there might be more than this, but that's the main things. The stuff to avoid: plant foods, okay? We're animals, we're hyper carnivores. If you take a look at our stomach acid acidity pH level, you'll see that wolves and dogs and stuff, they have a pH of 2, I believe. And then lions, I think they have a pH of like 2.5 area. And then the ruminants and cows and stuff, it's way less acidic. It's about like a 6 or 7, I believe. And if you look at stomach acidity, the carnivores have a very high acidity, while the herbivores, vegetarians, have a very low. And low, I mean towards 14, so 7, that end of the spectrum. But humans, we have a stomach acidity of 1.5, which is one of probably the most high acidity stomach acid of any creature, or one of them. It's high. I know it's higher than wolves and lions. You can look that up, which is crazy. So that means we are hyper carnivores, if you look at it that way. And I think we are, So yeah, the thing is, we shouldn't be eating plants, and if we do, it should be certain plants, and there's things to avoid, and there's seasonal things, and you can look at them as medicine, I guess. Sometimes some plants are better than others, like coconuts, are made of saturated fats, which is a bit odd. But those are better than, for example, soy, which soy is in everything. It's phytoestrogenic, and I mean, it's in everything. The biggest things to avoid are obviously your seed oils, right? But most plant foods, avoid fiber. Fiber does nothing, it's indigestible. You won't get constipated without fiber. Okay, my phone died again, but let me just wrap this up. Or didn't die, but storage full. But let me wrap this up. Whenever I eat anything raw, you want to make sure it's good quality. And actually, I'll make a whole video about how to select meats to eat raw. But yeah, I'll just wrap this up. Thanks for watching. This was what I would eat during puberty to grow. I also want to make more videos about what I'm doing to cut body fat, and how to eat out at restaurants in a healthier way, but not to the point where your friends are embarrassed. Just go to Buffalo Wild Wings. They cook in beef tallow. It's pretty good option. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment so it boosts the algorithm. And